All right, here we go again. Buckle up. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about was what I posted, I guess, just now or before, but I think one of my last posts. The the psychological operators on the other side are using the fact that you're not prosecuting. That's weird. That you're not, so I'm just looking at something. There was an attack on the ark today. I was busy trying to work it anyway, but there was an attack on it. I was doing some touch up work during the day while doing some other stuff. So the idea that you don't prosecute them is being used to encourage people to commit crimes, but as if there's no way they could prosecute the person, or they're just effing with them by arresting them. You're arresting them. You're taking the case past an attorney. The attorney says, "Well, we're in a liberal city. We already have this many cases, and they're better cases. I don't think we want to go down that road." And it doesn't mean that you're not never going to be prosecuted. It could mean that they put you back out there and you commit some additional crimes, then you're prosecuted. Like the one guy, well, they never messed with it before, so. Well, they may have told the agents that day that you were getting ready to do so. I know what you said online. I can just imagine. You're all encouraged and you're all talking about committing acts of violence against government employees. And because you get away with it for like 6 months, you think that the seventh month's going to be the same one. Well, that's the month of completion. All right. Thank you. So we have an issue with, I'm trying to think of where it was in the van somewhere. Right? Trying to find out where my my wheels are. I'm gonna put the arc on wheels here. Trying to figure out what I found them. I had them yesterday. I needed them, but yeah, they move out of this. The whole storage thing's working out of kind of. I mean, 10 days going to be a different life, different world. I'll be able to close the one storage unit down. I'm supposed to give 10 days notice to the new storage. I was supposed to get a free month too, so which I didn't. But I can't. I found out it was 24-hour storage. That's why the hours didn't make any sense. Right. So I don't know. I guess I keep it another month. It's not what I want to do, but I mean, I could force myself to be out of that storage unit, but it just wouldn't. If I tell them 10 days and I'm not 10 days, I don't know if they force me out. So maybe I'll call them tomorrow and I'll say, hey, 10 days notice if I'm still in there. I mean, I like it. I wish I had the money. It's like right here. Obviously Hashem was preparing the way here for me, and after I prepared the way for him so many times. Yeah, I just talked to one of the neighbors, and he said people crazy anymore. But I said, it ain't as crazy here as it is in them other places. So you're very lucky to be a state in Pennsylvania. I couldn't. And again, there were people doing me in Pennsylvania, but I don't think, now I know it never got that bad here, at least out here. It could be eastern side, could be that bad. I mean, there's corrupt operators here. I know that. I've already seen them, but corrupt police departments, I already seen them. But it just, the people are different. But, well, because, rule all they like. Doesn't mean they get what they rule. Right. The other states, it's really bad. Right. Trying to think where my wheels are. Trying to think if I put them in my shed. If I go out, I'm outside. Somebody beep 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 beep. They're really voyeuristic. The cops that are around now today, they have no respect for people's privacy, and they're to the point of being voyeuristic, and they fantasize about how to turn innocent people into criminals. It's bizarre. Blah blah blah. Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of cameras, but I'm not a big fan of abuse of the cameras. Right. I'm actually a genius when it comes to where you need to put the cameras. I don't even know if you're hearing me. I'm outside. Where do those wheels? I have got like 3 wheels, and it's like a little dolly wheel. It's like a leg dolly for each leg of a thing. I don't know what I found them, and now they're gone again. I think they're in the shed. So yeah, you have to articulate how your system works because it's advantageous to do that. I mean, obviously, you want to keep something secret, but at this point, they're making all these people believe that you're powerless to do anything, and that when you arrest somebody and let them go, you're just all effed up. So you have to let them know that we just decided not to prosecute the case. It doesn't mean that we can't take you in, look at you, try to figure out who you are, what you're doing, and what would be the best course of action. I mean, you could have been charged. Every last one of the people that they took in could have been charged. The question is, do they want to? Again, Chicago's not an easy place to prosecute a case like that. Doesn't mean that you haven't committed crimes. Right. So again, that's what I'm trying to get at. Let them know how the system works. And again, it's in a file. Their life is now changed. Right. Well, you there's a file that says you committed a crime. Right. Thank you. Well, yeah, you can drive around and not be bothered for another 3 months, but it's just a matter of time. So again, the other side is manipulating what's happening and getting these people in trouble. Right. Agreed. So the best thing is explain what a criminal conspiracy is, because again, you're all guilty of some sort of criminal conspiracy. And I think the mandatory minimum is like 5 years. That's real. Y'all playing with fire. You're online conspiring to obstruct. Almost every last one of you. Well, ICE arrests people that obstruct, impede. Right. You're acting like they can't arrest U.S. citizens. You're acting that's why you were released, is because you were a U.S. citizen. Has nothing to do with it. Right. I mean, it does maybe to a certain degree. Right. No, they need to be told you have cases on them. It's just, they just decided at that point they weren't going to charge them. There's people, if you look at the other criminal cases, when narcotics distribution, there's people get pulled in and revolving doored quite a few times. And then eventually they go in and they do, 20 years. Right. So again, the other side is manipulating how this all works and making them believe that, you're just a bunch of dunces when they get released. So the best thing, well, because again, they have no respect for the system. Maybe you can help them understand the system. If you're an American citizen, it doesn't mean anything to it. I don't know what they're, I'm sure they have 1811 criminal investigators out there. Right? It means nothing, no matter who I work for. Because once I'm an 1811 criminal investigator, if you violate federal law, I can do whatever I want to you as far as whatever's available to me to prosecute you. If they don't take the case or they say, yeah, let him go, we'll watch him, because that's what they're doing. You're all once you go in there, they know everything about you. Probably already know, but well, they're trying to get you to stop it. If you don't stop it, eventually they might prosecute you once they have a bigger case. But again, we don't want to fill our jails up anymore when we have to. We'd rather them stop than keep doing the nonsense. Well, the way I understand that, one day with I don't remember her name, the woman that was the dachshund or something. There were several cases or several episodes that day of things happening. And they didn't say every one of the vehicles rammed them, but they were boxing them in. Right. Well, I don't know if there was another episode where they were rammed or not. Right. You actually don't have a right to drive around federal agents trying to do their job. You really don't. It's all a certain level of obstruction, a certain level of impeding. Thank you, Larry. It just, when, where, and how they're going to prosecute you is the only question. I agree. For most of you, not everybody. Thank you, Larry. Well, I think we would benefit by explaining what's happening. I can't believe I can't find these wheels. Can't believe it. It's insane. Let me turn off the video here so I don't keep hitting the video here. Wasn't going to go up to Walmart, but waited. I had a lot to do. I did a lot today. I got a couple of my things that I bought a couple like tool I use for tool cabinets, so like lockers. I bought them from Ross Township area yesterday. I got them into my shed. Now I got to take this big thing, and that's going to go into my shed. Are you a freaking mosquito? What is this? Is that a mosquito the size of Godzilla and Mothra? Just don't come in here. I think you're the one I threw out the other day. Infatuated with entering my house. It must be back in the shed. I'm gonna have to cut the recording, but that's all I was getting at. Try to explain how the system works so they understand. Again, if you want to prosecute them, fine, but we don't want to prosecute, really. We got enough people to prosecute. We should just try to get them to stop. Well, as far as that case, I don't know. I think we benefit by trying to get some of them to stop. Well, you build in a bigger case. That's all. And again, you're all taking it the wrong way and not doing what you're supposed to, like stop what you're doing. Or they are, should I say. Well, I would explain to them simply that if you're released, count your blessings, because you could have been charged. The agent didn't bring you in without the reality that you could be charged. It's just simply we opted not to charge you that particular day. They're still in the pipeline. Right. Again, somebody's leading them in the wrong direction. There's no doubt. I don't know. It's kind of dark, but it's the only thing I get delivered today. I have some gold ribbon I'm going to use. It's a little dark. This is close to this one. It's even lighter than that. All right, I gotta go get to my shed. I gotta finish this art Narratomic project tonight. Amazon just dropped off all the supplies. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God. And all